Hey there, Money Rumblers. Welcome back to the Money Rumble. I'm Jacob.
And I am Ariana, and we are certified financial coaches. Like he said, welcome to the Money Rumble. It is a place where we break the social taboo of talking about personal finances.
So far, we talked about budgeting, and then we went into the beginner emergency fund. And now we're going to be talking about the debt takedown.
Yep. So part of talking about the debt takedown, the first step in the debt takedown is having a fighter attitude. And today we're going to be going into how and when do you decide to start fighting?
Right. When you're finally sick and tired of being broke, living paycheck to paycheck, just being one bad week away from being devastated, one emergency away from just losing your house, your car. It's when you're so done. It's time to start fighting back.
So today we're going to go into 4 steps to becoming a fighter. The first one is knowing how to fight.
The second is understanding the change curve.
The third is overcoming discouragement.
And fourth is having courage and hope. So we're going to be going over how to win the fight. First thing you have to do is prepare your mind. Make sure you are fitting in some self-care and have a safety plan in place. If the creditor is getting angry with you, or if you're getting upset, that's when you start making bad decisions. When you're upset, when you're off kilter, which they're trained to get you into, that's when you make promises that you kind of can't keep. That's when they're able to manipulate you, and you want to avoid that.
The second step to how to win a fight is to have a plan and stick to it. We'll talk more about that in future videos. Part of having a plan is having a budget, and you have to stick to the budget. That is your agreement on how your money will be spent, whether it's to your creditors, to your bill collectors, to yourself. You have to have a plan and stick to it.
Next is to slow down. Like I mentioned earlier, creditors, they're trained to get you off kilter. So they're going to push you. They're going to yell at you. I've heard of stories of being cursed at by creditors. You want to slow down, and you want to take a deep breath, and you want to talk quietly, and don't let them amp you up.
The next one is know that the struggle is temporary. I used to have a coach who would say you could do anything for 5 minutes. I'm not saying that this is going to be 5 minutes. Doing your debt takedown is going to take some time, but knowing that the struggle and the debt takedown is temporary, that the work that you're doing is to get you out of a bad situation or get you out of debt, will help you reach your goal more quickly. This too shall pass.
Step 2 of becoming a fighter is understanding the change curve. Making changes in your life is not linear. It's not point A to point B. There is a curve.
Making changes is not a go from here and go to there and you're done type of linear progress. There is a curve in between. The universe is going to throw you things like emergencies, family coming to visit, friends wanting you to come out to eat, and you're going to have to say no to that, which can get you into depression. This picture here is John Fisher's transition curve. This is what you're going to be going through when you start to pay off your debts and really make that decision to be done with debt. So it's going to start with a little bit of anxiety, probably because of the debt you have, then some happiness because you've decided to make a change, and then some fear, probably not knowing whether or not you can actually accomplish that change, and then maybe some guilt if friends and family are pressuring you to be your old self, which can cause depression. But as you keep working through it, there's going to become a gradual acceptance that, oh, this is working. This is how to get out of debt. And you could start moving forward into your new reality.
And step 3 of becoming a fighter is overcoming discouragement. Figure out why you're discouraged. Do you have a temporary setback? Is your spouse not on board? Do you have to say no to going out with friends or family? What is it that is getting you discouraged? That you're like, because I'm doing this, because I'm doing my debt takedown, now I can't do this. It is temporary. You have to remember that. And you have to identify it so that you can work through your discouragement and get re-encouraged.
If you guys have a reluctant spouse and you want to know more information about that, check out our relationships and money video. The second step on overcoming discouragement is to focus on the progress you've made. If you're a glass half empty kind of person, this is going to be hardest for you, but you have to change your viewpoint and look at it from a positive angle. If you get a debt tracker and start filling it in, you can start focusing on the positive and what you've done, any progress you've made towards your goal.
And remember your why. Again, we'll talk more about your why in the next video, but having your why can be very encouraging.
The next step is don't compare yourself to others. I know we all live in a Facebook, Instagram, social media world where we're constantly comparing ourselves to others, and you guys have probably heard this before, but you're robbing yourself of the chance to feel happy. Now, happiness is a bully in the playground that draws a line and says, if you cross this line, you'll be happy. And you cross the line, and then it takes a couple steps back and draws another line and says, if you cross this line, you'll be happy. And if you're constantly chasing happiness and comparing yourself to what others have and you don't, you will never find peace.
Keep the goal in front of you. Have a debt tracker color sheet. Put it on the fridge. Color it in as you pay off your creditors. Write down the top 3 priorities and stick to them.
You know, being out of debt is a good goal, but I don't think it's the ultimate goal. It's not. So I equate it to when I used to run 5Ks, right? And you'd go for a race. Winning was never the goal. Finishing was sometimes the goal, but usually it was the thing that happened after I crossed the finish line, that I got to have a turkey leg and a beer, or hang out with friends, or go dancing, or eat some junk food that I had been denying myself up to that point. And that was usually more of a motivator to me than actually just running the race,
right?
Which the debt takedown is the race. What is your goal after that?
And don't forget to celebrate the small wins. Take a break. When you pay off a credit card, work it into your budget where you can take yourself out to lunch with a friend, or right now, have lunch in front of the screen with a friend.
I have a friend who wanted to do a get takeout and sit in the car next to each other with their windows rolled down so that you could still visit. And I'm like, I want to be invited to that. I want to go to there.
Right, that's a good way to social distance, and you still get to have face-to-face time.
Yep.
Little celebrations like that help keep you motivated. You've accomplished paying off one thing. Now you're going to work even harder to pay off the next one so you can do it again.
Absolutely.
Having those little victories are going to help keep you motivated to keep going until you're done.
Don't forget to put them in your budget, though.
Yes, you have to do this within your budget.
Yeah. The next thing to keep yourself motivated and get out of depression is to read or watch motivational material. There are hundreds of debt-free videos online. There are Facebook groups. There are books. There are writers, speakers. I love a good TED Talk. So whatever it is that keeps you motivated, keep that information in front of you. Maybe listen to it in the morning while you're getting ready for work or driving to work. Whatever keeps you motivated, keep that in front of you.
And find yourself a cheerleader. Find somebody or a group of people who have your back. They're going to encourage you. They're going to celebrate with you. They're going to keep you focused on your why you're doing this. And it can't be your shopping buddy who's going to say, yeah, get that one. That's really cute, or that's really cool. Get 4 of them. Each in different colors, or that one's really shiny, or did you always want that wrench? Yeah, you don't want that person to be your cheerleader. You want somebody in your corner that's going to love you enough to say, aren't you supposed to be paying off debt, not accruing more?
If you guys are looking for some cheerleaders, check out our Facebook page, Money Rumble Financial Support Group.
And don't forget, just keep swimming. It's baby steps. It's one foot in front of the other. Just keep swimming.
Yep, don't try to do the budgeting and the emergency fund and the debt snowball all in once. These are meant to do in stages. That's why we started with budgeting and then went into emergency fund and then into debt takedown, because if you're doing them all at the same time, you're going to get burned. It's like having too many pots or irons in the fire in the kitchen.
Which is why you have the priority list. Right now, at this stage, the debt takedown is the priority.
The last step in knowing how to be a fighter is courage and hope. And courage is the ability to act on your belief despite danger or disapproval. People are going to say, wow, you're acting weird, and how come you can't come out with us? I don't get it. And what do you mean you have 3 jobs? You're weird. When you have time to sleep.
Now, you have to remember that it is temporary. This won't be forever. So keeping that in mind will help you maintain your courage.
You're just going to have to smile and say, I'm trying something new, and your support means a lot to me.
You're growing a new future, and that takes courage and letting go of the past.
There are 4 steps to hope. So remember, we said our 4th step of becoming a fighter is courage and hope. So the 4 steps to hope. Now, hope is gained from having goal-directed energy, a plan to meet those goals, and the belief that you can achieve them. So the 4 steps to hope are:
make a choice. Choose a better belief.
Identify your why.
You must want the change.
And you must believe you can change.
So that's the 4 steps to becoming a fighter. Knowing how to fight.
Understanding the change curve.
Overcoming discouragement.
And having courage and hope. Thank you so much for watching the Money Rumble this week.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Rumblers out.
This side or this side?
The viewers decide.